Imagine the most average, unremarkable bird you see every single day. It's round, it's fluffy, and it spends most of its time waddling around under your bird feeder picking up scraps. You've probably walked past it 1,000 times without a second thought. But what if I told you that this exact bird is actually a 55-mile-per-hour biological marvel that produces its own milk, survives for 3 decades, and can carry 17,000 seeds in its throat? That's right. The mourning dove is not the sleepy backyard visitor you think it is. It is one of the most surprising and extreme survivors in the natural world. And today, we're going to look at the secret life of this backyard underdog that might actually be older than your car. You probably recognize them by that soft 4-note cooing sound that echoes through your neighborhood every morning. A lot of people hear that and immediately think they have an owl living in their backyard, but it's actually a male mourning dove. While that sound is gentle, what's happening inside that bird right now is anything but ordinary. If there is a pair of doves nesting near you, at least one of them is likely producing milk. In mourning doves, and only a handful of other species like pigeons and flamingos, the lining of a throat pouch called a crop transforms into a substance that works just like milk. It is a thick, protein-packed liquid that looks a bit like cottage cheese. What makes it even stranger is that it's not just the mother. The father produces crop milk too. Both parents take turns delivering this liquid protein beak to beak to their chicks for the first few days of their life. But as great as they are at feeding their kids, they are arguably the worst architects in the animal kingdom. While other songbirds spend a week weaving deep, structurally sound baskets, a mourning dove nest looks like something scattered by the wind and then called finished. It is often just a loose, flat layer of twigs, so thin that you can often see the eggs right through the bottom of the platform. They will build these flimsy structures in the most ridiculous places, on top of a downspout, a decorative light fixture, or even a car's windshield wiper. There's a famous photo that goes around every spring of a dove sitting on a nest, made of no more than 5 sticks on the hood of a car, looking perfectly content. However, the system works because they are incredibly dedicated parents. They take turns sitting on those eggs almost constantly, and because they are so prolific, a single pair can raise up to 6 broods, or 12 baby doves, in a single season. And if you think their round, fluffy bodies make them slow, you couldn't be more wrong. That sleepy bird can hit 55 miles per hour in a flat-out chase. That is faster than a Cooper's hawk or a sharp-shinned hawk, the very predators that try to catch them in open air. Their bodies are built for speed, with long tails and tapered wings that aeronautical engineers recognize as peak efficiency. Even their takeoff is high-tech. That sharp whistling sound you hear when they fly away isn't random. It's an intentional alarm signal. Their feathers are shaped to create that whistle during a hard launch so that every other dove in the area knows to fly before they even see the threat. When they aren't outrunning hawks, they are likely camping at your bird feeder. If you've ever been annoyed that a dove is sitting there for 10 minutes while smaller birds wait, there's a biological reason. They are using their throat like a backpack. They load up the crop with seeds to digest later in a safer location. To give you an idea of their capacity, one dove was recorded with 17,000 individual bluebell seeds crammed into its throat at once. Every single day, a dove eats between 12% and 20% of its own body weight in seeds. If you weighed 170 pounds, that would be like you eating 34 pounds of food every single day. But here is the fact that truly stops people cold. Most folks guess a backyard bird lives maybe 3 or 5 years. However, the oldest known mourning dove on record lived to be over 30 years old. It was banded in 1968 and found in 1998. While most don't make it that long, the potential is there. That dove on your fence might have been visiting your neighborhood since before you moved in, surviving decades of hawks, winters, and cats. So, the next time you hear that soft cooing at dawn, don't just think of it as background noise. Think of it as a 55-mile-per-hour, milk-producing, 30-year veteran of your neighborhood saying hello. But I want to hear from you, because the mourning dove community has some of the funniest stories in birdwatching. Have you ever seen a dove build a nest in a place that made you question their sanity? Maybe on a car tire, a moving ceiling fan, or a single twig on your porch? Drop your terrible nest stories in the comments below. I read every single one of them. And honestly, your sightings are what make this community great. If this video changed the way you look at the ordinary birds in your yard, hit that like button and subscribe. We're on a mission to uncover the secret lives of the animals you see every day but never truly knew. Until now, thanks for watching, keep your feeders full, and I'll see you in the next one.